Hello everyone. It's going to be just a short off-the-cuff thing, mostly to promote a hashtag I recently created on seeing a certain article today in The Guardian. I saw it and I thought, no matter how tired I am this evening, I will make a video about this, because it strikes a particularly strong nerve with me. Seeing as it deals with the humanities and particularly English literature. And I am, as you can probably tell from my channel, I'm pretty passionate about English literature. I graduated last year in that subject and continue to be very passionate about it. So when I see this article from The Guardian, you can understand how my heart sinks quite a bit. So it says here, Yale English students call for the end of focus on white male writers. Undergraduates press for compulsory course on canonical poets to be decolonized. Yep, don't adjust your monitors, you are seeing this. Unfortunately, this is just the latest of multiple stories that have shown just how badly the humanities has been infested by these self-righteous bastards posing as adults. And yeah, unfortunately this is just another very annoying thing to come out of Yale. And I'm pretty sure we're not done with them yet, but let's go ahead and read the article anyway. Okay, so they say, undergraduates at Yale University have launched a petition calling on the English department to abolish a core course requirement to study canonical writers including Chaucer, Shakespeare and Milton, saying that it is unacceptable that a Yale student considering studying English literature might read only white male authors. Well, they never said that you couldn't study other works of literature from other non-white, non-male authors. It's simply that's one course that happens to one module in the course, which focuses purely on, the lineup happens to be white men, and sorry all over the place for these people being great, having had great contributions to literature. I mean, I myself has studied all three of these very great and intelligent men, and I never once had any problem with it, simply because there is none, and these insane millennials believe there is. Anyway, they continue. The prestigious Connecticut University requires its English majors to spend 2 semesters studying a selection of authors it labels as major English poets. So I was a bit wrong there. It's not just one module. It seems to be to spend 2 semesters on this particular course. But then again, it's still just 2 semesters. There's nothing to say about the rest of the semesters that you will study in, minimum 3 years, at least which I did the course. And still, regardless of that, even if the entire course itself was white men, and what? Anyway, it labels the major English poets: Geoffrey Chaucer, Edmund Spenser, William Shakespeare and John Donne in the fall, John Milton, Alexander Pope, William Wordsworth and T.S. Eliot, or another modern poet in the spring. Now personally, that would be the kind of course you would have to have a legion of armed warriors to keep me away from, personally speaking. But of course these insane millennials have an issue. Its intention, the university says, is to provide all students with a generous introduction to the abiding formal and thematic concerns of the English literary tradition. The poems the students read, it adds, take up questions and problems that resonate throughout the whole of English literature. The status of vernacular language, the moral promise and perils of fiction, the relationships between men and women, the nature of heroism, the riches of tradition, and the yearning to make something new. Now, I don't think you need to be an English literature student or graduate to know that those authors alone will cover all of these things, because, of course, regardless of whether or not they were white men, they were human too, and they felt and they experienced all of these things in their lifetime, and they wrote about these things. And I know this because I've goddamn read the stuff that they've written. But I digress. But students have launched a petition calling on Yale to decolonize the course, because of course these white men are evil slave owners, evil black-hating, racist, sexist arseholes. They want the university to abolish the major English poets requirement and to focus the course's pre-1800-1900 requirements to deliberately include literatures relating to gender, race, sexuality, ableism, and ethnicity. The progressive stack, everyone. But here they say they want the course pre-1800 to 1900 to require the deliberately include literatures relating to gender, race. Again, the above authors cover these things. Ableism, perhaps not so much. I'm not quite so sure about that, but certainly a lot of these things, as I say, they're human too. They experience a lot of things, and they transcend those categories entirely because, as I say, we're all human. We all experience things regardless of gender, race, sexuality, ableism, and ethnicity. You don't have to be set into those specific categories to enjoy a certain, a poet's or a writer's words, for heaven's sake. These people, they are the most racist people around. They believe that unless whoever this author or this poet that you're reading, whose words you're reading, is black as you are black or female as you are female, you will not be able to resonate with them on that basis. And if that's not madness, I don't know what is, personally. But I go on. According to the Yale Daily News, the petition has at least 160 signatories. One student, Adriana Mealer, told the student newspaper that change was needed in the English department because it openly rejects the very legitimate scholarship, criticism, and analysis that many other academic departments at Yale embrace. I'm sorry. English literature, one of the most goddamn inclusive courses going, for heaven's sake. It deals with human experience and feelings and attitudes, for heaven. Their words, their thoughts, their feelings. How is that not inclusive to everyone, regardless of who you are? Why does it reject scholarship, criticism, and analysis? That's what the entire course is about. These people are insane. These people are actually insane. In April, Mealer wrote a column in the Yale Daily News in which she criticized the course because while students are taught how to analyze canonical literature work, she literally contradicted herself in two quotations. But of course she has to quickly do some mental gymnastics and come to a different conclusion. They are not taught to question why it is canonical, or the implications of canonical works that actively oppress and marginalize non-white, non-male, trans and queer people. It is possible to graduate in a degree in English language and literature by exclusively reading the works of mostly wealthy white men. Many students do not read a single female author in the 2 foundational courses for the major. This department actively contributes to the erasure of history. Oh, God. Jesus Christ. As I say, these people are so bonkers that they believe that unless you have a black man, trans, disabled, blue-haired creature in, right as one of your reading lists, then it will just marginalize and alienate people on the course. When, as I say, we're dealing with people here, the people who have written in the past, male, white, whatever, felt the things that we feel and experienced the things that we experience, regardless of any of those pigment of skin, of sexuality, any of that stuff. And these people think that simply by being white and male, that automatically excludes people from enjoying and being inspired by the things they wrote. Honestly, it just baffles me. It frightens me as well that these people exist, that these people have frighteningly some kind of influence on courses, on the way subjects are taught, the humanities especially, and also the sciences are getting buggered too, but only certain sciences, but wait for it, everyone. And honestly, if I had that course, I read those semesters where Chaucer, Shakespeare, Milton, all those people, I would not mind. I would not care, because they would still resonate with me, because I would remember feeling what they felt in the poems that they wrote and the books that they wrote, regardless of how long ago it was, who they were, or what they did, because they contributed to history. They are part of history. You're not erasing anything because they are part of it. It doesn't deny that women wrote poetry and books, and that black people also wrote poetry and books. And there's nothing stopping you from picking a module, picking a course that you can read those things, as I did. Nobody's saying that. But of course, a single course that only has white men in it is the issue. And that's just, if that's not utter madness, I don't know what is. Anyway, I'll wrap this up quickly. Some members of Yale's English faculty welcome the student activism. Professor Jill Richards told that these are the people that enable these children to do what they do, and to think how they think, and it only validates their infantilism, their delusions of reality, and just continuing to behave as they do. Anyway, Professor Jill Richards told the Yale Daily News that it is unacceptable that the 2-semester requirement for all majors routinely covers the work of 8 white male poets. The petition drew criticism from former members of the university. Slate writer Katy Waldman, I read this article today, it was really very good, who studied English literature at Yale, advised students that if you want to become well-versed in English literature, you are going to have to hold your nose and read a lot of white male poets. Like, a lot. More than 8. Okay, go that, Katy Waldman. I couldn't have said it better, I don't think. The canon is what it is, and anyone who wishes to understand how it continues to flow forward needs to learn how to swim around it, writes Waldman. I am not arguing that it is acceptable for an English major to graduate from college having only read white male authors, or even 70% white male authors. But you cannot profess to be a student of English literature if you have not lingered in the slipstreams of certain foundational figures, who also happen to be, alas, both white and male. Well, there you go, that's it. That's the argument in a nutshell, really. The canon is what it is, and you just have to goddamn like it and lump it. History is what it is, and if you deny others the right to be able to study 8 white male poets for 2 semesters, then that is an erasure of history. You are erasing the contribution that those men had to our cultural history. And that is unforgivable. To that end, I have created a hashtag on Twitter called hashtag TriggerAYaleLitStudent. It would be good if we could get this going. A thing that I've got to go with this hashtag is just to post a particular poem or any work of literature from a white male author that you like or you've looked up and you like, regardless of whether or not you read it before. Just to give these idiots at Yale and these Petition bastards, just to give them the mockery and the scorn that they deserve for being the true erasers of history, and for shitting on the graves of great white men who have contributed so much to the fabric of our culture and our society, and indeed the literature that came after. The women, the black people, the trans people, who have followed since, and who have been inspired by these great men of the past. And that these students of English literature could betray their subject, that these men that have given so much to the course that they have the privilege of studying, is unforgivable. And they deserve all the mockery they get. And to that end, I hope that this hashtag will go places. And I encourage everyone to contribute to the hashtag. And as I say, post either a picture or a piece of writing, again as an image, because it will definitely go beyond the 140, most of the time anyway, the 140 character limit on Twitter, and just show these people exactly the kind of damn work of amazing literature that these idiots at Yale are shitting on for the sake of their insane agenda. And they need to be shown what's what. And So that's it, I think, for this video. And hope you've enjoyed it. I hope I haven't rambled too much. And thanks for watching. Please contribute to the hashtag. Thanks. Bye.